I think a couple reasons why is, number one, it's cold and it's only gonna get colder. And you know what happens, especially living, any states like Arizona and over then Las Vegas, oh my gosh, no humidity whatsoever. And wintertime, it's even worse. Do you ever feel like you wake up or you get home from work and your skin just feels like it's gonna burst out of your body, or your body's gonna burst out of your skin because you literally have no humidity in your home or very little humidity? Well, we put this on the air a couple of weeks ago and launched it, and it was on fire, literally. Hugely successful. We sold thousands and thousands and thousands since we launched it. And tonight we've got it at a sale price, and we have 3 flex pays. And it is a gorgeous way to actually get humidity into your environment and into your home. All you do is pick colors, and then Vonabelle's gonna tell you all about it. Down below here in the front, that's gonna be our beautiful pretty pink. So that one we're calling rose quartz. Right in front of me, this is the white. So you have the white here. Behind me is gonna be your classic black. Right beside that is gonna be your graphite. And then we have black. So we have 4 colors remaining on sale tonight. Take advantage of the pricing while we still have these remaining and in stock. Hi, Vonabelle.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Okay, how many of you sold since we launched these a couple weeks ago?
Oh my gosh, I want to say maybe 50,000.
Yes, I think something around 50,000.
We were in the 30s like a while ago. So
right.
And we've had quite a few shows. So I think, isn't that great?
But super popular, and why do you think that?
I think because we know in the winter, everybody needs humidity. So what happens is in the winter, we love it because we can go out and make snowmen and the snow, falls and you go sledding. But in your home, you turn on the heat. When you turn on the heat, you zap that humidity. Normally, it's about 45%. 45%, you feel good. Your skin feels good, your nose feels good, but then put on that heat, boom, 10%. Now, ooh, my nose is itchy. I need a drink of water. You wake up and maybe even your nose is bleeding a little bit, and then you feel that dryness like that even you explained. And so we need to add that humidity back. And now LivePure does it in a beautiful way with the LED lighting as well. So 3 things on this unit. 1 is this great humidity. 2 is the LED atmosphere lighting, and 3 is an essence tray. So it acts like a diffuser.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And so when you think about it, a diffuser sometimes is that $35. So the tray is in the back, and look at that. Isn't that amazing?
I love the lighting on this. That had me at hello.
Yeah. So you're going to get to choose between 5 LED colors.
Okay.
So that's a really nice choice. Any of those is the green and the red and purple and orange. Choose whatever makes you happy. The blue, Ty loves the blue and he likes to put lavender in. But while we're here, let me show you where you would put the essence in. There's an essence tray, and what you do is you pop this out. Right there. Okay, yep, there we go. So there's your essence tray, and what you would do is take an essence of your choice, something you have at home or you want to get, and you just put a few drops. Now you pop this back in, and what happens is that essence wafts with the humidity and comes into the air. So now while you're enjoying that, you want to make sure that it is a vapor that has no fear factor. And we give you that because this is a cool vapor. So cool vapor goes into the air better and we breathe it better. That cool moisture feels so good. And if you have a warm one, then you might have some of that fear factor. And as I look at this pink one, I think, wouldn't that be great in the baby's nursery for a little girl? And you want to put those in the kids' bedrooms when they're not feeling good, because very often when the kids are sick, that's your first introduction to a humidifier. You go to the doctor says, oh, they need a humidifier, and then you go, oh, okay, I need to get one. And sometimes you feel very pressured, so you end up going to the drugstore and paying 3 times the price. Right,
exactly,
Suzanne?
right. And they look terrible. Yeah. And they're messy to work with. All right, so they did a bunch of upgrades on this because we loved it when it first launched. And then you guys brought it back this year. Again, over 50,000 sold. We've got final quantity on it, everybody. But this is so upgraded. Number 1, it will not leave moisture on your table. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Because a lot of those systems that are out there leave literally a puddle and they ruin the surface.
Yeah, it can be. So we don't have that. And another thing we did was, I'm going to come to this top because I want to show you, this has the #1 requested feature on a humidifier, and that is top fill. Because in the old days, you had big, bulky, ugly units, and then the place to put the water was about the size of a quarter, and you'd have to go to the bathroom or utility sink. Here, we give you the ability to just lift the top, and there you're putting the essence. So here, I want you to know that everything is simple and easy. So here's your top. You're going to lift off the top. And then you have this big whole space to put in all of that water. Okay, and this is going to take you through nights and nights, not just one night, but it will depend on whether you put it on low or whether you put it on high, whether you get 3 or 4 nights or less. So
wait,
now,
can you also note too, they even made the marks bigger so you could see it.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yes, let me turn this way because you'll be able to read it better. So here, right there, you see that max fill? Okay. We put a mark on the side last year, but it wasn't enough. Some people said, oh, it was leaking. It was because they were missing the max fill line. So what we did was we came back and we made that max fill big and bold. So now you won't have that problem. And after you put in that water, then you just simply put back on your top. Then go ahead and add your essence if you want. And I love this time of year, Suzanne, because they make essences that smell like you're baking cookies. Yeah. They make peppermint. Essences, oh yeah, peppermint, and ones that smell like a Christmas tree. Or ones that have a little bit of a wellness feel. So if you're not feeling good and you have that cool vapor going, then you could put in menthol or eucalyptus, which when you breathe in, you feel better. So remember, everybody needs humidity in the winter, but dermatologists actually recommend that you run it 365 because the humidity is actually very good for your skin and your nasal passages. And a little beauty secret, ladies, dermatologists say that one of the reasons you should run it is because it aids in your beauty treatment. It plumps your skin, and then if you plump the skin, you just have a reduced look of the wrinkles. Right, which is so true, because I've gone outside in the summer and spend a couple hours in there, and you go look in the mirror and you come in, you're like, oh, who is that person? All wrinkles, right? From being in the sun and dried out. Right. But then put on your facial lotion, all of a sudden it plumps. That's the same thing. So that's another little side benefit of adding a humidifier to your house. Well, this one can go in any bedroom.
Is if you wake up at night and you're trying to constantly getting little drinks of water, or you wake up and your throat's kind of scratching, you're trying to figure out why. You probably need more humidity, and the ideal level should be anywhere between 30 and 50%. And in the wintertime, it definitely is not that. It'll get you will be so dried out. This is interesting too. The National Institute of Health said it helps to relieve some of the discomforts when it comes to cold and flus. Yes. And I'll tell you, you really addressed that earlier. All of a sudden, you've got a kid, you've got a baby who's sick, they're not feeling well. You got a family member not feeling well, and your doctor's like, you got to get humidity. That's going to help. Even the National Institute of Health recommends them, right? So you run out, you go to the drugstore, you get these big ugly units, and we're going to show you an example here in just a second, and you pay a fortune for it because your kids are feeling bad or the baby's sick. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's a hot mess to try to fill. It's not easy to clean. It doesn't look attractive at all. Right. If you just get this, you're ahead of the game and you have it. Do you know it's even better for your wood furniture to have humidity in your home? That is correct. If you have antiques, especially, Suzanne. Like a baby grand piano or a piano? Or you have your grandma's, old table, antique table, chairs. It is good to add the humidity because that, just like we get dry, your furniture gets dry as well. Now I want to give you an example of the old technology that is kind of scary, because as I talk about this, you go like, well, you're right, Vonabelle, I do need humidity. I have one up in the attic somewhere. I'll just wait till I get that out. And then you're gonna be looking at something that's not attractive, old, bunky, just so bulky and ugly. I don't want that kind sitting out. And here's an example of, you saw the top fill on this. You have this big, wide space to fill. Look at what we used to have. Like the size of a quarter, and that's why you have to run to the bathroom sink or utility sink. And then look at how ugly this is. The buildup. Yeah, you get the buildup. And here, I would much rather have the LivePure unit that looks like an electronic sitting out, right? It looks beautiful. It looks like a really modern speaker. You don't have to hide it, ever. And you made a great point too. How many of you have just thought, there's so many influencers talking about essence in the air. Yeah. And you can buy units that are either melty things or just add essence to the air. If you just bought that, probably you're gonna spend more than 35 bucks. If you've seen them online, you know what I'm talking about. Or get this that allows you to spread that beautiful essence through your home and adds that humidity that's so vital, especially to feel more comfortable in the winter time when just all the humidity is sucked out of your body and it's sucked out of your skin and it's sucked out of your life. It feels so good to get the humidity back into your environment. And you really will feel a difference when you start using this. Oh, definitely. Chad came over to talk to me and he stood here about 3 minutes. He goes, I feel different already. You do? He said, you've had this on? He said, I feel it on my skin. I do too. And so you definitely do. It's actually a really important thing to add to your health, for your skin, for your quality, for your nose, for your hair.
important to add back, especially in the winter. That's what we're looking at. And if you don't get it now, here's always my scare. Like, you don't get it, you go, oh, this is great, and then you wait 2 weeks, and the kids get sick, and they pass it to the next kid, then they pass it to you, you're like, oh, should have got it when Vonabelle had it because I had my choice of colors, and you have a beautiful unit as opposed to something big, bulky, ugly, and really twice or 3 times the price. Don't forget, 3-in-1, you get the LED lighting, you get the essence, and the humidity all in one beautiful unit.
And if you don't want the LED, which actually looks like a glowing fire when the lights are down, it's so cool, you don't have to have the lights on.
Yeah, you don't have to have
Just
essence.
let it, and by the way, how long does it last on low? This will shock you.
17 hours.
17 hours on low. If it's on high, it's going to take you through the whole night.
That's right.
So it's not like you have to refill it in the middle of the night. Vonabelle, thank you.
You're so
Good
welcome.
to see you as always.
Good to see you.
All right, it is time to have, of course, well, it's actually Professor Amos, but even more important,